Okay, so today we are going to discuss the topic cooperative phenomena, which is the topic of Unit 4 of Solid State Chemistry. So, as the name indicates, cooperative means any process which is done by working together. So, cooperative phenomena includes all the processes that involves the collective interaction of many atoms or electrons in a crystal. The crystal can be a ferromagnet, a superconductor, or any material that involves order disorder transformations. Many examples of cooperative phenomena exist, but the simplest of the example is the crystallization of solids. The crystallization process involves two phenomena. The first step is the nucleation part, and the second step is the crystal growth. The nucleation process involves the interaction between various atoms of the solute or the solvent molecules so that they combine to form a nuclei of the given solid, and then the nucleus grow in size, and the second step, that is the crystal growth, occurs. Means crystallization also involves the interaction between the atoms, and hence it is included in the cooperative phenomena. Other examples are magnetism in the solids, which we are going to discuss in detail in the next sections. Other phenomena are superconductivity and transitions between solid and liquid phases. All phenomena are explained only on the basis of cooperative phenomena. Many examples are known, which you can note down from here. Other examples are the bulk properties of metals, like the metal insulator transitions. In these transitions, the conductivity of the transition metal oxides, which are acting as metals, changes by many orders of magnitude when they are transferring to insulators. All these phenomena are also explained on the basis of cooperative phenomena, means the interactions of the electrons because of which the metals they are transferring to insulators. Other examples include the conducting polymers and the polyacetylenes, which we have already discussed earlier, in which the conduction takes place by the electron transfer along the linear chains, because these molecules they are arranged in stacks. Example TTF and TCNQ, in which one moiety acts as electron donor and the other moiety acts as electron acceptor, in which the electron transfer occurs, and hence here also electrons are being exchanged or they are interacting with each other, and hence these phenomena are also included under the cooperative phenomena. You can note down these lines also. Our main focus here will be on the magnetism. We are going to study in detail how magnetism can be explained on the basis of cooperative phenomena. So our next topic is domains, magnetic domains. Domains क्या है कि like the paramagnetic substances, the ferromagnetic materials also contain unpaired electrons, and these unpaired electrons present in the atoms they behave as tiny magnets, and hence they possess a permanent non-zero magnetic movement. But these electrons, unpaired electrons in one atom, they interact strongly with the unpaired electron in the neighboring atom in such a way that they align themselves in a common direction. Means there is interaction between electron in one atom and the electron in the other atom, and they align themselves in a common direction over a small volume of the material. Like here it is shown, the electron of one atom it is interacting with the electron of the other atom, and they are aligning in one common direction over this small volume of the region, and these small volumes of uniform magnetization are called domains. These small volumes, the small regions which we are formed which we are seeing here, these regions are called domains. Although domains they are extremely small in size, yet they contain large number of atoms. Each domain contains about 10 raised to power 9 to 10 raised to power 15 atoms are present in this domain. So in the absence of the external magnetic field, if we have not applied any magnetic field, then these domains they cancel out the effect of each other, and hence no magnetic moment. So means the net magnetic moment of the material at this time is 0. But when this material is placed in the external field, the magnetic moments of the domains, they start aligning along the direction of the magnetic field, and hence the material possesses a net magnetic moment value as shown in this figure. As earlier the material was in this phase when no magnetic field was applied, the domains, they were cancelling out the effect of each other and net magnetic moment was 0. But as soon as we are applying the magnetic field in this direction, the domains, they have started aligning themselves, and the net result is कि all the domains are aligning in the direction of the magnetic field, and hence the material possesses a permanent magnetic moment. Now you can add lines from here also in the topic magnetic domains. Now the question comes ki when this substance is placed in the magnetic field, magnetic moment or the magnetization of the substance is increasing by the two ways. How it's increasing? It can be increased either by the displacement of the boundary or by the rotation of the domains, which can be seen from this next figure. It will be clear to you कि earlier in the substance the domains, they were aligning in different directions, so net magnetic movement was 0 in the absence of the magnetic field. When we apply a weak field, in the presence of the weak field, the substance is magnetized by means of displacement of domains. Means the domains which were aligning in the direction of the field, they grow in size, and the other domains which were aligning in different directions, their size decreases. But when the subfield is strong, then the magnetization takes place by means of rotation of domains. Rotation of domains means कि all the domains, they start rotating and align themselves in the direction of the applied field. ठीक है ना? So this was the topic of domains. Now, why the domains arises in a substance? Yeah, what was the phenomena of arising? We have studied कि electrons in one atom, it interact with the electron in the neighboring atom, and hence they align themselves. This alignment only occurs in materials. Magnetic domains only occurs in materials which have magnetic ordering. That is, magnetic ordering means their dipoles spontaneously align due to exchange interaction. Their dipoles, they spontaneously means naturally align कर रहे हैं due to the exchange interaction. Exchange interaction is the interaction in the identical particles. When we have two identical particles, these two identical particles can be exchanged, and then we study their wave functions, how their wave functions change when they are exchanged among themselves. The wave function is symmetric or antisymmetric. On this basis, the exchange energy is calculated, and this exchange interaction results in the exchange of electrons in the neighboring atoms, which results in the formation of domains. So these occur in the substances, ferromagnetic substances, ferrimagnetic substances, and antiferromagnetic materials. Now, paramagnetic and diamagnetic materials, in which the dipoles align only in response to external field, but do not spontaneously align. Spontaneously, naturally ये align नहीं कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे के साथ interact करके, तभी align कर रहे हैं जब इनको हम external field में रख रहे हैं. So they do not have the magnetic domains. Magnetic domains सिर्फ ferromagnetic materials, ferrimagnetic materials and antiferromagnetic materials में ही present हैं, because उनमें क्या है कि magnetic ordering present है, जो dipoles है spontaneously, naturally अपने आप align कर रहे हैं exchange interaction की वजह से. So ये था हमारा domains का topic. Our next topic which we are going to study, we will discuss it in the next section, is hysteresis. This we are going to study hysteresis.